Uchan Baliklar.
Steht ein Bacher, unertracht, Tracht und Tracht, ganze Nacht. Wenn man zu nehmen und nicht verschämen, wenn man zu nehmen und nicht verschämen. Tummala, 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 laika, tummala, 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 laika, tummala, laika, spiel balalaika, tummala, laika, freilich uns heim.
So, nachdem wir einen äußerst geschmeidigen Nachmittag an den Wasserfällen hatten, bereiten wir uns jetzt auf die Show vor und gucken gleich mal, wie es sich hier so macht in der Stadt, nachdem die gestern eher nicht so richtig geil war.
Die war richtig beschissen, Alter. Ich hab die Stadt gehasst. So eine Scheiße, Alter. So ein richtiger Abfuck.
We had the plan that people invite us for food, and eventually it happened. There was a guy, and he said, when we play, he gives us food. And Ezra was like super Turkish and shake her hand like it's a deal. And now it's the deal. We are coming there in an hour. We play some music and we get food, whatever we want.
I'm a king of the swingers home. I'm reaching out and I have enough. That's what's troubling me. I wanna be a man. Go right into town. But be just like the other men. Down the market around. Oh, sure they do. I wanna be like you.
Finally, we performed with the whole group. Making shows in Turkey is generally working quite well. Tourists and locals are excited to see us, and even if we have October, we don't have the feeling to be in the off-season. Still, mostly it's a challenge to find good places to perform. Unexcited shop owners, the police, no audience, no place, whatever. It can be hard when you don't know the city and the good places. But in Dalyan and Kas, it's actually the opposite. Here it's seriously more difficult not to play. We get so many invitations for tea or beer or a place to perform that we have a really busy life. Even if Mart is just singing a song to get an ice cream, he's collecting quickly an audience. And there are some more really nice advantages of having instruments and playing live music compared to loudspeakers. First of all, you get more attention. Music is just amazing to connect people, and it's really remarkable how often we have conversations or invitations because of the instruments. The second point is that some cities allow street performances if you don't use any amplifiers or generally speaker music. That's definitely more relaxed when you don't need to think about police that much. Also, it is just easier to start a show, because you don't need an audience for live music that much. So we start playing a little song, and when people are coming, the artistic part follows. With speakers, it felt sometimes a bit uncomfortable to start a show for nobody. The only thing is that the circus part is suffering a bit. It's way more complicated to make group acrobatics or a juggling performance all together. So we can't do some of the really nice tricks because someone always needs to run the music as well. So it's tricky to find the balance between music and artistic, but it's also a nice challenge that forces you to be creative. So for bookings or festivals or just anything officially, it's really amazing to have an energetic circus show timed to music with full artistic power. But for traveling around and having random street shows, I'm definitely in love with live music performances.
ça me bouffe la vie. Nina, 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 and I'm still waiting. Hey, 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 hey! Nina, 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 take it to the river ball. I'm still waiting. Nina, 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 there's a telephone ball. So far away from Nina, 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 just take it to the river ball. I'm still waiting. Nina, 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 there's a telephone ball. So far away from.
Alright, back to our show here, close to Antalya. In Kas, we had the biggest crowd we ever had during this tour. Even before we started, we were surrounded by people. And after our shows, mostly at least 1 or 2 people come to tell us how much they loved it. That always gives motivation. Even if we have a really bad audience, few but really excited people are enough to give us the motivation to play a great and energetic show. Just sometimes there are surprising interruptions. So it's time to move on to the next appointment. Busy life here.
Thank you very much.
Beef.
There I just cry loud.
Which languages we are playing?
English, French, Yiddish, Turkish. Yeah.
We can have a small break and then we can make a slow
Yeah, I
song
thought so.
and then we can rise it again.
So some romantic songs and then...
Yeah.
Power, rock and roll.
Konrad, kannst du einmal kurz sagen, was wir haben?
Wir haben Bier. Da. Und jetzt kriegen wir hier im Steakhouse ein kleines Menü zusammengezaubert und können dazu Bier trinken und müssen nur ein bisschen spielen. Und das ist ein schöner Deal. Okay.
So here we are, playing in a restaurant. We don't really feel prepared for this, and we are also realizing quite quickly that we are a street performance group and not the lonely guy with a guitar playing calm and cheesy songs you will find usually here in the restaurants. But our host doesn't care at all about that. For him it's totally fine if he likes it, and he's a really nice guy keeping his word. We got an amazing dinner and cold beer, and he joins our table in every free minute he has for a chat. And we played the calmest and best restaurant-fitting songs we could find in our repertory. After another beer and a super sweet dessert, we already had to say goodbye, and left with a really good mood and really full. Our next stop will be a coffee with a guy who insisted to invite us for tea earlier today. We didn't make it to the tea guy this evening. On the way we got another beer offer if we play an English song. The slightly extroverted drunk lady in the background is our new host. And a perfect example for the kind of invitations we actually wouldn't accept afterwards again. It's more a question of appreciation and a nice vibe and less about the payment. Some people think that they kind of bought you with a beer and can then ask everything from you. Well, yeah. But we will learn to choose for who we want to play and for who maybe not.
I love you! I love you! Anyhow! And I don't care if you don't want me! I'm yours, but now! Because you're mine, you're mine, you're mine.
In diesem 1500 Jahre alten Theater haben wir die letzten beiden Abende und gerade eben auch noch eine Nacht verbracht. Das war wohl die weggebreitete Ansage. Ja, ich bin auch gerade erst aufgestanden. Ja.
We had some great days full of crazy encounters, emotional and economical productive shows, and generally a really nice tour time at the southwest Turkish seaside. Now we have to keep moving. The JFest juggling convention starts tomorrow, so haydi gidelim.